The demons could talk, but they couldn't stop him from running. So pain to pain therapy is when people try to treat their own pain, and they treat the pain on the inside by creating pain on the outside. And anytime you see people with marks on their arms, they're not crazy. They're cutting themselves to distract themselves from the pain that they have on the inside. And the pain on the inside is so great that they start distracting themselves with pain on the inside. And they are called cutters. This type of reality exists whether you cut yourself physically or you cut yourself mentally. The reason that you're cutting yourself is pain to pain therapy. You're fighting fire with fire. It's self-mutilation. It's self-sabotaging behavior. You could have been out, but you cut yourself. You could have been further, but you cut yourself. You could have been more successful, but you cut yourself because you don't feel worthy on the inside. You reject prosperity on the outside. And every time something intimidates you, you cut yourself back. I'm too fat. I'm too dumb. I'm too stupid. I'm too ugly. I can't do a photo shoot. I don't like my pictures. I don't like the way I look. I don't like who I am. You might as well take a razor and start cutting your arm because you are cutting yourself. And the reason the enemy wants you to do it is that you make his job easier. He's using you against you to destroy you. And there the man is shut up in the tomb, cutting himself, and he can't stop cutting himself. Every time you get a chance to go up, you talk down. Every time you get a chance to have better, you say, I just don't need all that. It just don't require all that. It don't take all that. What you are doing is cutting yourself. But when the boat docked and Jesus stepped off the boat, before he could get both feet on dry ground, the man came running to Jesus. Slap your neighbor and say, run. Run. Run away from self-sabotage. Run away from self-destruction. Run away from the way you talk to yourself. Run away from canceling out your pain with more pain. You had a bad man, you go get a worse man. You had a wife beater, you get another wife beater. It's pain to pain therapy because you don't feel worthy of good treatment. When a good man comes into your life, I just don't like him. You're cutting yourself. If you are tired from running with short-legged humans, don't sign up in a horse race because you don't have the strength to play on that level. When you say to God, I'm sick of this, I can't handle this, you're saying I can't handle promotion. Because if the footmen wore you out, I don't care how much you admire horses, ain't no need in you signing up to get into a horse race. Until you master the footman race, you don't get into the horse race. And here's the problem. We got people who want promotion without process. They want promotion without process. Because the reason they want promotion is because they have no self-esteem, so they need crowd esteem to feel good about themselves, and they think that if they get promoted high enough, then people will like them, and then maybe they'll like themselves. You got it backwards. You gotta like yourself first. Are you following what I'm saying? And then you're gonna be excellent at what you're gonna do, and then you find greatness when you have maximized smallness. If you're weary with smallness, and you're tired all the time, and you can't focus, What are you going to do with greatness? You're asking for more, and you haven't mastered less. The Bible said, if you are faithful over a few things, then I will make you ruler over many. And you're trying to be ruler over many, and you haven't been faithful over few. You're so busy reaching out to your future that you are neglecting what you have been given right now. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I just felt somebody's toes up under my foot right now. You are so busy trying to progress that you are neglecting where you are. That's not how you progress. You master where you are, and then you get promoted to where you're going. You don't neglect where you are trying to reach after where you're going. Because if you were sloppy yesterday, you're going to be sloppy today, and you're going to be sloppy forevermore. If you learn how to do great things in a small place, you're going to do great things in a larger place, and you're going to be great over here. The reason you're not getting the promotion is because you won't make the practice. You cannot play the Super Bowl if you don't make the practice. You cannot get the prize for winning the Olympics if you don't make the practice. If you don't see God's glory in rehearsal, you won't see God's glory in recital. Now, the recital is that wonderful, big, sexy, amazing thing where everybody claps when you perform, and the rehearsal is that private, boring, painful thing where you struggle to get it together and there's nobody there to clap at all. Can you play without clapping? This is the problem. To those of you that are building and believing and really have a purpose and you really feel the pull of destiny, you need to be patient with the process and not enthralled with the promise. You want the accoutrements of success, and that's what's killing you. You compromise the rehearsal time and bought the tuxedo for the recital. Now you look like something that you're not. Somebody say, wrong focus. Could it be possible that your life is stagnated because you have an attention deficit? You didn't give the attention to it that it takes to win it. That doesn't mean that you aren't called to it. It means that you are starving your destiny of the attention that it needs for you to progress. Jesus was fully committed. He picked people who were committed. Everybody Jesus called to ministry was working. He didn't pick nobody who was laid off, needed a job. He interrupted people who were working at something and said, if you follow me, I'm going to take you to the next dimension. You see, the next dimension isn't foreign from this dimension. It's an escalation of a process that was already in motion. Peter, you've been casting your nets out here and catching fish. You have been teaching other fishermen how to catch fish. I'm getting ready to make you fishers of men. The results will be different. The effort will be different, but the process is still the same. You're still going to be teaching other people. You're still going to be throwing out your net. You're still going to be bringing in the drought, but instead of catching fish, you're going to catch souls. Your future is in some way kin to your past. Oh, y'all aren't going to talk to me today. Everything you are going to be, you already are in another form. You are the acorn of an oak tree. Acorn doesn't look anything like an oak tree. It doesn't remotely look like it would ever have branches and leaves and be productive. It's just a nut. An acorn is a nut. But everything that an oak tree is in the acorn, even though it hadn't shaped out yet. So everything that the acorn will ever be is already in that nut. And everything that you will ever be is already in you right now. And the best people to be around are people who see it in you, even though you don't look like a tree yet. I'm looking for somebody who sees a tree in my nut. All of that was in me all the time. While you were stepping over me and stepping around me and stepping past me, all that you see coming out of me now was in me when you said I look like a nut. Somebody holler destiny. Destiny will bring the tree out of you. Destiny will bring the tree out of your nut. What's in your nut? Listen at this. It's not just that people step over you when you're in that acorn stage. Sometimes you step over you because you're so busy trying to compete with the trees that you haven't gone through the process of the acorn. Give it some time. Give it some water. Give it some sun. Give it some focus, and you'll reap a harvest. And you'll go through a process. All of a sudden you got to look at that. All of that's coming up out of the nut. It's not what it's going to be, but it's not what it used to be. Until you can clap for the seedling, you will never see the tree. Until you can appreciate the process, you will never get to the problem. Some of you have a life, you have a business, you have a company, you have a family, you have an identity that is in seedling form. You're not the nut you used to be, but you're not the tree you're gonna be.